care about the guy. I really do. But I made the decision what's best for the Ram organization right now.
We were out in the practice field, and he'd cut Lawrence Phillips that day, and he started talking about him, and he started to cry.
You seem kind of sad when you talk about it, almost sort of like the father who's failed.
Hey, I want to get into it. Damn right I'm sad.
When Dick Vermeil gives up on you, and you're a talented football player, you know it's time to find another occupation.
Brief stints in Miami and San Francisco were cut short by more arrests. And in 2006, Phillips was convicted on 7 counts of assault and now faces up to 20 years in jail.
We could talk about character and Lawrence Phillips. When the character makes plays and the team wins games, character's no problem. And that doesn't excuse the behavior. It just goes to show you there are always going to be questions of character on players entering the draft.
The number 7 all-time draft bust, Arch Lister.
Arch Lister was the straightest arrow in the All-American quiver. In fact, there was a biography written of him that was called Straight Arrow.
In 4 years at Ohio State, Arch Lister started every game at quarterback. With Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Allen and BYU's Jim McMahon still available, Baltimore bet their future on Lister.
Baltimore Colts select the Rams spot on the first round. Quarterback Arch Lister of Ohio State.
Get that good hand position. That thumb in there, right.
After the Colts traded Burt Jones, Schlichter competed with 4th-round pick Mike Pagel for the starting job.
When we got to camp, we hit it off from day one and pushed each other to make each other better.
Well, I think Arch Lister, there's a lot of pros and cons about Art, and as far as his ability and everything else, but I have seen him play a number of times. He's a winner, and I'm sure he's going to continue to be a winner.
I think the big difference for me was I came from a college team that was a running team, and we passed, out of necessity. So I was behind knowledge-wise when I went to the NFL.
By the end of training camp, Pagel was named the starter, causing a rift between the rookies.
It started to put some serious damper between the two of us. I was playing most of the time. He wasn't playing much, so he started getting frustrated. It just was not a good season for us toward the end of the year. It got to be very nasty.
And then you add the addiction onto it with me. I just, wasn't the kind of player that I needed to be.
Schlichter had been hiding a gambling problem since his days at Ohio State. When the NFL went on strike during the 1982 season, he was left alone with his own demons.
The gambling for me escalated at that point from being a regular, normal gambler to actually being a compulsive gambler. By the time we came back from the strike, I was concentrating more on the gambling than I was on actually playing, and put a lot of pressure on me. I didn't react very well to the pressure, and my rookie year was really a waste, as was most of my career.
That year, Schlichter gambled away over $700,000, and it was also discovered that he had bet on NFL games.
He was the first player to be disciplined by the league for gambling since Horning and Karras back in the 60s.
I was suspended in '83 by the league for gambling, and I understand that. I crossed the line on that. Never bet on any games I played in, but I made some mistakes.
Everybody thought that this guy was going to be the next greatest, but I think the gambling probably just distracted him so much that he never was able to recover from it.
Schlichter came back, was caught again, and then was banned.
Our number 7 draft bust was the first player to receive a lifetime ban since Merle Haps and Frankie Filchock in 1946.
I had petitioned to the NFL, but they wouldn't let me back in at that point.
Since his final days in the NFL, Schlichter has been incarcerated in 44 different prisons on over 20 felonies. Recently released, he's making one last attempt at straightening his path.
I started a foundation, gamblingpreventionawareness.org. What we do is just try to spread the word about the addiction of gambling and about the harms that gambling can bring to people. I would never wish the things that have happened to me onto somebody else. We've already helped a lot of people, and I hope that we can help a lot more.
Still to come on Top 10 Draft Bust.
Everybody trying to find the next LT. He was the next guy that people felt could be the next Lawrence Taylor.
How the next LT ended up a tight end.
He had big time and tight end ability.
I thought